Hello, awesome people. I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at Joe Dever's The Jungle of Horrors. It's the 8th book in the Lone Book series that we've been doing a deep dive into. I read this stuff when I was a kid. I picked up the first 5 books very quickly and knocked them out. And then after the new book in the mid-'80s, and then after the new books were published, I would pick them up and knock them out. And I've been doing a deep dive into it. A recent reprinting in hardcover called the Definitive Edition that just recently came out by Magnum Press I picked it up and I did a deep dive into it. And then I also was waiting for the next 2 to be released on a definitive edition. I was like, no, let's just go ahead and order the collector's edition versions on the secondary market, which is not that cheap. But I picked them up and then I read them, and then I was still in the mood for more. So I went ahead and just read this normal version of book 8 in the Lone Wolf series, which is online on a website called projectaeon.com, which I'll link to you below. In 2000, Joe Dever gave the intellectual property rights for his books in the Lone Wolf series for free because he had already gotten his money when the gamebook series was hot. This is one of the best selling gamebook series of all time. So this is definitely a lot of fun stuff is happening. I prefer the more exploratory versions of these stuff. So this is one of my more favorite books in the Magna Chi series. It starts in book 6 and finishes in book 12. The previous book that we just did, Castle Death, is one of my least favorite books in that series. So it's nice to have them back to back. A whole lot of fun stuff is happening. I'm going to be giving this a 7 out of 12. It takes you just about an hour and a half for me to go back and reread it last night again for another time. Having a hardcover version or a free version online of a game book or any other second person book like Choose Your Own Adventure stuff is really nice because you're rotating back and forth, and then you're fighting, and you have to come to the random, and you have to come to the combat table, and then roll your die 20 for combat. I'm sorry, your die 10 for combat, and then you go back and forth and see what happens, and then you gotta keep track of the rules. Maybe you gotta go back and read the rules on something. Take a deeper dive into it. This game book series was the first game book series that sort of had one overarching plot. It's you against the big bads, the big evils, the evil dark lords of this world of Magnamund. And you are the last of the Kai, a group of psychic rangers that are destroyed in the first book of this adventure. And then in the first book, after the ambush that kills the Kai, the first book then sets out into the newly darkened Summerland to go tell the king of what's happened. In the second book, now that all the Kai are dead, they're going to need something special in order to kill the Dark Lords that are now attacking and besieging the capital city. So you're sent out to go get the Deus Ex Machina, called the Summer Sword, and then bring it back. And then in the third book, the traitor Volanitar, who betrayed you and led to the ambushes, has fled to the icy cult, the icy land called Cult, and so you'll be going and tracking him down and bringing him to justice in book 3. In book 4, a group of soldiers and then a group of royal guard are both dispatched to southern Summerland to see what's happening. They disappear and are never heard from again, so you're sent with a group of rangers to figure out what's happening. In the 5th book, the last book of the Kai series, you are having you at first you're an envoy to nearby Vasagonia for a peace treaty. You're ambushed on the way there, and it's a trap. You have to survive, and then you find out while you're there that the Book of the Magna Chi actually exists. It was thought that the second level of the order was thought to have died out because the people that would normally train you are all dead. So you would be the last of the Kai. But if you can find the Book of the Magna Chi, then you can become a Kai Great Master, which is what you're doing in this quest now, in the second series, and then you can use that. Then you can teach other Kai. So that's the idea: is that you're going to set up a new Kai series, and so it's a new Kai order. And so now you're questing. And so now we're 3 books into the Magna Chi series. The first one, you learned after a 3-year jump, you've learned as much as you can from the Book of the Magna Chi. You learn 3 disciplines, and now you have you're out there adventuring, and you're finding these lore stones, these really nice stones of wisdom that are good things. So you're trying to track them down, and each of these books will be the quest for a lore stone, at the end of which you'll gain knowledge. After each book in the series, you'll gain 1 more skill. So you keep your skills from one to the other. Again, I said you're a psychic ranger. For example, in the first series, there are 10 disciplines that you can choose from. 4 of them are psychic. Mind blast, which attacks. Mind shield, which protects. Mind over matter, which moves things telepathically, like telekinesis. And then sixth sense, that detects things. And then you have 6 that lean more towards the ranger side of things. Tracking and hunting and weapons skills, so you can fight, healing, those sorts of things, right? So you're more on the rangery side of the thing. So that's where the psychic ranger comes from, one that you're a part of. And then that's it. Have you read The Jungle of Horrors? What'd you think of it? I try to keep my reviews spoiler free, so again, you're just on the quest for the lore stone, so I haven't told you that much about it or any of the surprises that you'll find in this. Again, you can read it for free online, which I'll link to you in the comments below. What did you think of it? Would you like to talk about it in the comments below? If you like this video, hey, why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your today and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.